So you're a Windows user thinking of jumping to Mac OS for the first time. Now the first thing you'll notice the moment you take your new device out its box is the build quality. The last Apple product I owned was the iPhone 4, probably about 10 years ago, and I recently spent a small fortune and bought myself a brand new M2 MacBook Pro. Now Apple products are expensive, so obviously they should be top quality, but I was still surprised at just how great this thing felt. The hinges, the keyboard, the rubber feet on the bottom, everything just feels like it's built to last. Now as a Windows user, you're probably worried about getting used to Apple's user interface, and yes, you should be. Turning the laptop on and basic setup was easy, but it doesn't take too long before you start feeling the differences between Windows and macOS. Your device will start prompting you to enter your Apple ID, connect to your iPhone, sync up your iMessenger, and as an Android user, I just felt completely unwelcome. Soon after setup, you'll try to right click on something and find, wait, this thing doesn't even right click. And that's the first real issue you'll run into, getting used to Apple gestures. Now don't get me wrong, you can customize the trackpad so it does feel and act a bit more like a Windows PC, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose. Although a little confusing at first, Apple's gestures can become quite useful. Click with 2 fingers to right click, swipe with 4 fingers to switch between apps. You'll soon find yourself using these gestures every single day. I wouldn't say Apple's trackpad is a reason to switch to the Mac, but it's definitely not something to be worried about if you are a Windows user. Some other questions you may have before making this switch are, how powerful are Macs actually? How well do they run? How long does the battery actually last? And will my Mac run as efficiently 5 years after I've bought it? This isn't meant to be a detailed specification video, and there are tons of full reviews on every Apple device here on YouTube. But the laptops are powerful, and with the recent release of their M1 and M2 silicon chips, now's a great time to get into the Apple universe. I've only had my Mac for about a week, and I can already tell you that this thing is so much better than my previous laptop. The battery feels like it lasts forever, and I'm pretty sure I've only charged this thing twice since owning it. Obviously, I haven't had my MacBook that long, but I have a mate who's still using a 2015 MacBook in 2023. In summary, MacBooks are pretty good. A major concern before making the switch is the hefty price tag that comes with an Apple product. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm still trying to justify this one myself. Your financial situation is personal to you, and not everyone is willing to spend upwards of $1,000 on a laptop. 3 things to think about. Apple products are actually top quality. You may be thinking that you can find a Windows laptop with similar specs for about 2/3 of the price, and yes, you definitely can, but I do think this line of MacBooks are the full package. Efficient internal chips, beautiful liquid retina displays, and sound quality that I do not think any Windows computer can even compete with. They're expensive, but slyly they're worth it. Quality over quantity. I probably have a bad track record when it comes to laptops, but everything I've owned previously has died after about 3-4 years. It's a little early for me to be saying that Apple products are built to last, but based on the experiences of some Apple fanboys I know, it seems like Apple products will give you 5+ years of life no problem. Apple's refurbished program. You can actually pick up some pretty good deals on refurbished Macs over on the Apple website. All of their devices are refurbished to a certified standard and even come with a year-long warranty. If you want your first Apple product at a more affordable price, I can't recommend this enough. A final concern you may have is, will my new Apple laptop be able to run my old Windows applications in the same way? And for the most part, the answer is probably yes. macOS is obviously a well-established operating system with a very strong user base. This means that the vast majority of programs come with both Windows and Mac options. A small caveat for you gamers out there, I know that a few games are still only optimized for Windows PCs, so you may experience some suboptimal performance when you're playing some of your more niche games. Don't let this deter you too much though, because Apple MacBooks, especially the Pro versions, are absolute beasts and should make light work of even the most intense gaming sessions. Now this video was intended to help anyone who's considering moving from Windows to Mac. This wasn't meant to be a super detailed video, but I do intend on making some Mac from a Windows user's perspective type videos over the next few months, so do let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Cool, do drop a sub if you found this useful, and I will catch you in the next one.